see the ghost Shadow, who's supposedly been locked away in some chamber on some island in Japan for the past 50 years. As the guards are watching, we see Eggman's logo pop up on the panel, setting off all kinds of alarms. Then we see a bunch of mercs pull up, but we talking about Shadow the Hedgehog. He makes quick work of the mercs, breaks out of the facility, and runs on water away from the island. It cuts to our favorite trio, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, and they're getting ready to have a race, which in my opinion, Knuckles and Tails racing Sonic is like a regular human racing Usain Bolt. You're not going to win. But the race turns out to not be real anyways, because they were just holograms. This was just a distraction to throw Sonic a surprise birthday party to celebrate his 1-year anniversary of being on Earth. But Sonic gets his birthday interrupted by Gun, the same people that had Shadow locked up. They asked him to help them with a situation happening in Japan, and of course they agree to help, something that they will regret later. Speaking of the situation, Team Sonic jumps out of a helicopter and proceeds to hit the hardest pose. Like, nigga, there's no cameras around, who are you posing for? But Shadow pulls up and Sonic is like, why do you look like me? Look like you? I'm 50 years old, you still in my flow. You're 50? This gets Shadow mad, so him and Knuckles square up, but Knuckles gets hit with all kinds of combos. Sonic and Tails get done the same way. Then we see this nigga Shadow hop on a motorcycle with the blick in hand, but Sonic is hard-headed and follows him anyways, so we got a 1v1 going on. Shadow is over here shooting at Sonic while teleporting, while Sonic puts on the afterburners to keep up with Shadow. This chase gets so wild that they end up going blow for blow in the sky, temporarily knocking out all electricity in the city. And after the black screen, we see Sonic chained up, so Team Sonic got the beats put on them by a single hedgehog. That ain't it. But to recover from this disgraceful L, they go to... I have no idea what this place is, but that doesn't matter because the whole reason they're here is to meet up with Commander Walters. Walters gives them Shadow backstory, which is really similar to Venom's symbiote from Spider-Man 3. Pretty much Shadow appeared on Earth from a meteorite. He was then found by a specific scientist that won't be named yet. They thought that his chaos energy could be the future of the world, but an accident happened in the lab that ended up killing people, which led to the scientist being in prison and Shadow being in the chamber for 50 years. But Commander Walters then capped about some of the stuff, which we'll see later. As they're enjoying the night, these robots come to attack them. Team Sonic has those laser beams pointed at them, but before they get blasted, some guy in a motorcycle breaks through the window like the Kool-Aid Man. And with the way this man is acting, I thought this was gonna be someone cold, but it's turned out to be Eggman's dick riding right-hand man. Before we get to that, Walters is on the ground injured and gives them a mysterious key. Tells them that it's a key to Gun's most powerful weapon and that they have to keep it safe. So they leave where they chase and meet henchmen. And of course, if the right-hand man is there, then the character with the most amount of plot armor must be there too. The reason why the latte maker led them there is because he's found out that there's an imposter using Eggman's technology. Eggman is furious at this, so he tracks down the imposter's location and the wildest events. Eggman and the gang end up working with each other to find Shadow and this imposter. Speaking of Shadow, he ends up going back to that lab where he has memories about his best friend Maria, who was one of the people that died in the accident. While reminiscing, we see this creep ass nigga standing in the shadows, who turns out to be the scientist. He tells Sonic that the people must be punished for what they did to Maria. This combo goes on until Eggman and the gang pull up. They split into 3 groups. Tails and Henchmen in the first one, Sonic and Eggman in the second, and Knuckles scary ass by himself. But they might as well have stuck together because all but Eggman and Sonic end up getting off screen by Shadow. Sonic goes to a different area when Shadow gets the drop on him and throws him against a panel, getting the same off-screen treatment that every other character has gotten. Eggman is looking through the area when he sees his machines. This is when we're introduced to the person who has started all of this. And Eggman's even uglier granddad, Gerald Robotnik. These Robotnik genes must be strong, cause y'all both ugly as hell. Y'all really could be twins. After Eggman finds out about his long lost 100-year-old granddad, he decides to help him in whatever plan he's cooking up. We didn't see the gang chained up, revealing older Eggman's plan of unlocking the Eclipse Cannon, a weapon that he created for Gun, and the same weapon that Walters was talking about. He needs both keys in order to use it because he plans to blow up all of Gun headquarters. Luckily for him, the first one is on Sonic, so all he has to do is get the second one that's hidden in the same place he plans on destroying. They end up leaving to go to Gun HQ, but not before Shadow creates a black hole. Knuckles grabs onto something, which gives them enough time to get one of the rings to transport them to a mountain cliff. They use another ring to head home, where we see Tom and Maddie having what looks like a midlife crisis with all these weird ass decorations. They ask them for help to get into Gun HQ, and of course they agree to help. The plan is for Tom and Maddie to sneak into HQ and plug a USB drive into some server type room so that Tails can shut down the shield that protects Gun HQ. With the shield down, Sonic will go in and try not to get turned into chop suey from the lasers. And for the last part of the mission, they have to get into this vault that nobody knows how to get into or anything about. So with this 900 IQ level game plan, this leads us to... So Sonic and the squad are getting ready, but the Eggman and Shadow are not too far behind. In order to get into HQ, Maddie and Tom disguising themselves as Rachel and Randall, since Randall is an agent for Gun. But this doesn't work until Maddie taps into her inner Rachel and bullies her way into letting them in. They finally get into the server room, plugging in the USB drive. But there's bad news because Mr. Clean 1 and 2 already have their USB plugged in, which leads those two to the lasers. Because of the type of suits that they have, it doesn't penetrate their skin, and they start dancing like your drunk old heads at a family reunion. Sonic decides to rush to HQ to stop them, but it's about to get vaporized by the shield before Tails saves him. Sonic zooms past everyone until he gets to Baldy number 1 and 2. They all rush to the key but get put in this gravity-defying floor type thing, and that's when Rockwell enters with a bunch of mercs with guns to Maddie and Tom. She takes the key, but Sonic has a backup plan as he calls for Knuckles to go headfirst into the window, leading to him getting the key. Unsurprisingly, Knuckles is all bronze, no brains, and smashes the key like a dumbass, locking everybody on the floor. Because of him smashing into the building, there's now Robo that's about to kill Maddie, Tom, and Tails. So Sonic gets an anime-like power boost and knocks out the rubble mid-air. While the squad is recovering, Rockwell takes the key, so Tom gets a great idea. He disguises himself as Commander Walters and has Rockwell give him the key. But he tries to make an escape, finding himself at the wrong place at the wrong time, cause Shadow sees him as Commander Walters and gives him the nastiest chest shot that I've ever seen. Sonic sees this and runs to Tom's aid, which reminds Shadow of what actually happened in the lab. Sadly, Shadow is too far gone and doesn't give a single fuck, leaving to deal with these weak-ass gun agents. With both keys in possession, Dumb and Dumber can carry out their plan, but Starbucks manager warns Eggman that Gerald's plan might be worse than he's letting on. And you would think for someone with as much intelligence as Eggman, he would see this coming, but remains ignorant, helping Gerald put the key in. As this is happening, Sonic is like YNW Melly, he got murder on his mind. Him and Knuckles almost throw hands over the Master Emerald, until Knuckles decides to tell him where it's hidden. The secretive, mysterious, never before seen place he hides this is with Wade of all people. Sonic takes the Master Emerald, turning into Super Sonic. Ready to send Shadow to heaven, he goes looking for him. But before the battle that we've been all waiting for, we get the actual backstory behind what happened in the lab. Gun wanted to take Shadow from Gerald, so they came in when one of the soldiers tried shooting at them, in which Commander Walters blocked away. This bullet would hit some fiery glass thing, explode in the lab, and killing Maria in the process, which is why Shadow and Gerald are so hell-bent on getting revenge on Gun. And to be honest, it's understandable. If this wasn't Gerald's only plan. You see, not only does he want to destroy Gun, but to destroy the whole planet. Ivo is bamboozled, since he wants world domination, not destruction. And this is when we get to see elite level hands. Cause Sonic comes speeding through space and takes Shadow out of the spaceship. They crash back into Earth when Shadow sneaks up on Sonic and punches him so hard that he knocks the emeralds out of him. They both rush for the emeralds, and we see Super Sonic back in form, but we also see Super Shadow, and they start boxing, going blow for blow, moving so fast that they're traveling the whole Earth in seconds. They crash into some other place again, and Shadow starts talking crazy, talking about, you just like me, you betrayed everybody to get revenge. Even that one nigga I laid out, what was his name? Tom. And Sonic punches Shadow all the way to the moon, knocking him out of his form. Ready to give Shadow a permanent vacation, he raises his fist, but decides that killing him wouldn't be worth it. They sit on the moon, and Shadow thinks about what Maria would have wanted him to do. So he decides to make things right. And we get the coldest team up in all of the movies. Before we get to that, Ivo tries stopping Gerald, so they have a competition on who could be the biggest weirdo. Gerald ends up getting the upper hand and send him falling to his death. Or that's what we thought, cause Tails and Knuckles come in with the clutch save. Ivo takes a piece of Sonic and sticks it up his ass, which pushes him into his own fly zapper. We go back to Sonic and Shadow, turning these robots into scrap metal for free recycling, then proceeding to hit a hard-ass pose. Eggman isn't able to stop the cannon, so they try to steer it away from Earth. Sonic and Shadow hurry to take the laser long enough for it to not hit Earth, but in the process, Sonic passes out, heading for a crash landing to Earth. Tails decides to go after him, jumping out of the spaceship when he also passes out. Luckily, they got Knuckles, who uses the last ring to get them to safety, before Shadow and Eggman sacrifices himself to prevent Earth from getting hit from the exploding aircraft. In the movie movie ends with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles having a real race, and we also get to see Sonic's future baby mama in the end credits. Subscribe, like the video, and I'm out.